Good Wednesday morning. I had an itch right as we went to me on camera. Had to scratch it. Hey, I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. Most hosts would have been like, cut it off, delete it. Not this guy. I'm so humble. I let you see my mistakes and everything, folks.
Hey, an itch is an itch.
Yeah, it was bothering me. I should have itched it long before that. I was fighting it. And then you've got 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And, folks, you might think he's getting out of here early today for golf like he does sometimes on Wednesdays. He's all dressed up. He's getting home. He's doing his SummerSlam picks today. He's going to be picking the matches, reading into them, getting ready to go for this weekend WWE action. Dale Hellestrae, everybody.
Good morning, Steven. How are you?
Oh, broke out the Steven.
Yeah, how are you this morning?
Doing good today. No
Yeah?
problems.
Yeah, how's the business world out there?
Bad today.
Yeah?
Don't check your 401ks.
Okay.
Depression City today.
All right.
Waiting on the Fed announcement to come out later on today, 11 o'clock or so. Your D-backs first pitch is 9:35.
Ooh.
Who's looking forward to that after last night?
Everybody. They're on a roll, Steve. They're on a roll.
A roll of what? Down the hill?
A roll of one.
The Diamondbacks looks like that. Dale probably won't get this right, but somewhere over in Europe they do this thing where they roll things of cheese down a hill and people chase them.
I have seen that.
You have seen that? Yeah, that's what the Diamondbacks look like right now. They look like they're chasing the rolls of cheese. It's just tumbling as they're going down.
Well,
Diamondbacks.
I woke up this morning. We watched the last few innings of that game yesterday. Felt horrendous for Brandon Pfaadt. Boy, he pitched a gem.
Yeah, I know.
They get no decision.
No, I mean, it's just they came back and won it. Let's give them credit. They came back and won it. But serious questions.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to talk about this here in just a few. We'll set up the rest of the show. But I just hope to God, I don't hate Seawald. He falls apart. And in the back of my mind all year long, it's like, hopefully it doesn't come. Hopefully it doesn't come. But then it gets exasperated because they keep throwing him out there. It's clear the guy cannot close the game right now. And if it's like 2023, they're just going to be like, here he goes again. Here he goes again. Stop it. Protect the guy, man. You always say you got to protect the players, Tori. Protect Seawald at all costs because the guy can't pitch right now. Don't keep throwing him out there. So protect him. I feel sorry for Seawald because he's going to throw him back out there today. Oh, we're just going to give him the ball again. I don't have Tori. I have what Tori spoke about yesterday in written form because when they're on the road, you don't get the after game conversations and videos like you do when they're at home. But Jack Summers posted what he did say out there, so I do have that coming up. So we'll talk about that here, Dale. We are 1 month away. 1 month from today, Saturday, August 29th. First college football games of the year.
Really?
Yeah. That's that North. I mean, I don't know who's looking forward to this one, but that's that North Carolina game over in Dublin against TCU.
Oh, okay.
At least the Big 12 teams involved in it. 1 month from today as well. I'll give you the rest of the lineup for that day coming up. NFL talk, obviously. I've got a move the Cardinals can make that would just blow the fan base away.
Ooh.
I
can't wait to hear it.
And I'm going to give props to a guy that I generally don't give props to. I don't think he's a good head coach. I don't like him as a head coach. I think he's good enough to get you to a certain level, but not over the hump. But I'm going to give some props to Kyle Shanahan today after yesterday.
Comes out and sets the record straight.
I take all my bad things I say about the guy. He did something that when was the last time we saw somebody do what he did yesterday?
Yeah.
People don't do that. It's easy to point fingers, hide, blame. And I was accusing him of hiding. Folks, he isn't hiding. He ain't hiding at all. He just came out. It was beautiful. Not what happened to him and what he did wasn't beautiful.
Right.
How he handled it was beautiful yesterday. I might have to become a Niners fan here coming up.
You got him. You've got at least some thoughts on on Mr. Jerry Jones. And,
Well, yesterday was my favorite day of the year in the preseason. Jerry Jones went to the microphone yesterday. And in years past, not every year, but most years, Jerry Jones says stupid things, and you just have to play it and laugh and have some fun with it. He did what Jerry Jones generally does, but in a toned down form. And his son has to like tap him on the shoulder, like, "Okay, old man, settle down," and then take over the press conference. Didn't happen really yesterday. And I'll just say this: we're coming to an end of these press conferences. Jerry Jones is an older man, and man, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, get him off the microphone. You want to remember Jerry Jones the way he was, not this old man. He just looks so old out there and stuff like that. So yeah, I got one clip for you. It took me a while to figure out which clip I was going to play because I was so subdued yesterday.
yeah.
But I do, if there's one man you can look to on positivity, whether he means it or not, Dale, he is the most positive guy about his crappy team out there. Like, he just doesn't. They can be on the road for one win this year, and he's going to sell you on how great this team's going to be and how excited he is for it to happen and all of this stuff. He is quite the showman when it comes to that. And you know him. You've obviously played for him for a bunch of years.
Yes. A much younger version.
He was probably more aggressive back then and probably more in your face back then than he is now, to be honest with you. But he still got that. He still got that style.
He was pretty hard charging, and again, I've heard some people talk, back when him and Jimmy first got together. I mean, Jerry's first 5, 6, 7 years in the league, he's trying to make his money back.
Yes.
Because he spent every last penny that he had.
Yeah, which is funny to think about now, isn't it?
Yeah.
He bought 100 and a couple
40,
hundred.
I think it's 140 million.
Yeah. And that was like everything he had to buy that team.
Yes.
And now he's just like, which yacht am I taking today? What yacht am I hanging out on today? Oh, I'm on this yacht? I don't like this yacht. I'm going to go to the other yacht. Load up the helicopter. Let's go to the other yacht.
Sure's docked up in Oxnard.
We'll talk a little Jerry Jones today as well. Ann chimes in on the YouTube chat. Don't forget, live on YouTube, 8 to 10 a.m. For those of you joining us afterwards, either on demand on YouTube, on demand on Rumble, or, of course, on your favorite podcast systems. Thank you very much out there. Ann says, Fott looked great. No thanks to Seawald.
Oh.
Seriously, it's just, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing.
I just hope they protect him. That's all I'm going to say is stop throwing him out there.
First of all, you got to start. They won.
Yeah, that's the good news.
They won somehow, some way. But we can point at Seawald all we want. We can talk about the comeback of Pittsburgh and then somehow overcoming that and winning it in extra innings.
If you have a 6-0 lead and you lose that lead, I think it's even twice as hard to win that game.
Yes, to come back and right the ship and all that. But you still look at. I heard this last night, and I had to double check it this morning.
I know where you're going with it because I was watching it during the game yesterday.
And the Diamondbacks were 3 for 27.
27.
I just heard a little blurb of that, and I'm like, whoa.
I think it was 2 for 21 at one point.
Wow. And again, Brandon Fott, I think, pitched his ass off. As good of a job as you can possibly hope for him. That gives you 7 innings, no runs. Does it in 101 pitches.
Yeah.
And then look out.
Thompson, and also says they left Thompson in too long for that 2/3 of an inning that he was in there. He gave up 3 earned runs right off the bat after Fott was in there, of course. Yeah, I mean, the bullpen's been overexposed. We talked about it yesterday with Bruce Cooper. Ever since they had to go to those young kids and they were going 4, 5 innings, then the bullpen's been out there. Seawald hasn't been overexposed.
No.
He hasn't pitched since last Friday. He should be healthy as can be out there and things to that effect. But the bullpen's obviously tired. And then here's the problem. Now you have an off day tomorrow. But today the game starts at 9:35 this morning, Dale. Yep. The lineups are out. I've already reposted them. They used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys out of the bullpen yesterday. And you have a 9:30 game today. Okay, good luck with that. What do we have? 2 guys in the bullpen for that's available today.
Well, I mean, if you look at that, the Pirates used 5 out of the bullpen.
Here's the other side of it. Last 2 games, Pirates bullpen is trash. It's not good, and we can't score off of their bullpens. Their starter went 4 innings yesterday. Gave up 4 earned runs. You have 1 earned run off of 5 guys out of the bullpen that aren't good. Here are the ERAs of the Pittsburgh bullpen guys that came in yesterday. 4.53, 6.29, 4.83, 3.63, 4.44. 1 earned run off of the bullpen. What? Yeah, 3 for 27 though. They had 27 opportunities in a game. Now it went 12, so it's not 9 innings. But 27 guys that a base hit's going to score on,
right?
In theory, and you can only do it 3 times.
That's a pretty bad percentage.
It's disgusting. It's.
I didn't major in math, but yeah.
Well, the Pirates were 5 for 19.
Yeah.
Now. That got shot up with a grand slam as well. Let's have a little fun today, Dale. We haven't shown a highlight from Seawald in a while. Let's see how Seawald went here yesterday, folks. Let's tune into that. Here's Seawald last night.
This is deep. Did he do it?
Oh, he did it.
Ryan Reynolds has tied this game. What a comeback! Pittsburgh, your Pirates are in this thing for the long haul.
First of all, lame call, Pirates
announcer.
That was kind of lame. Second of all, that pitch was batting practice down the middle, and he just sat on it. Dear God, I think you and I could have hit that ball out of the ballpark.
Steven.
That ball was down the middle, batting practice. That guy's like, oh, are we at batting practice again? Or you're from your closer. You want to know how bad Seawald's been, Dale? I got it for you.
He's still only blown 3 saves this year.
Great. Only, huh? How many were we going to give him an opportunity to blow?
5.
Is that what we're going to do before he's
I think the number's 5, don't you?
His last 7 games, 9.53 ERA combined. His last 15 games, 8.78 ERA. His last 30, 5.53 ERA. Not good.
Right before he gave up the home run, whoever was calling the game on TV.
Yeah, because the normal guy's off,
Yeah.
right? So I think Chris Garagiola is filling in for him on TV now.
Right before he gave up the home run, he goes, it's been feast or famine with old Seawald. In fact, that he either smooths right through it or
so it's his fault.
it gets out of hand.
It's his fault.
Bing!
Once you get the guy on base, you go, oh, crap. And the next guy gets on base, and you go, oh, double crap. And then once the third guy gets on there, you go, we're losing this thing. you can just see it coming. And you got 3 batters before you can replace him. Well, he started the inning, so no, that's not the case. But dear God, have somebody warming up. So if he does load the bases, somebody else can come in and help out. Ugh. But here's the thing, though. Yeah, he's got a ton of saves, but I just gave you that stat of his thing. His ERA is, a closer should not have a post 5 ERA at any point during the season. Maybe game 1 if you blow your first save. Maybe then you can have a 5. But closers shouldn't be above 2 or 3, folks. No, shouldn't be there. So now his ERA is officially 5.26. If your ERA is 5.26, you should never close a ball game again until that gets back down. That should be the rule. It shouldn't even be a question mark. You shouldn't even have to negotiate with it. You are no longer the closer when your ERA is 5.36. It's not that hard to do. You just go, hey, Seawald, Have a seat, pal. And like I said, protect him. Stop giving him the ball and throwing him out there. At some point, it goes from the pitcher's issue to the manager keep throwing him out there and letting him fail. Hey, Dale, if you had an offensive lineman at whatever high school you're at, right, who just is a turnstile and he can't block anybody and he's not getting better and he's not listening, he's not being able to figure it out, you just stick with him every day, every game?
No, you're gonna try and make a change.
Yeah.
If you have another guy, of course.
Yeah.
And I think the Diamondbacks have another guy. I like that Carrillo guy.
This is the point. I know J-Mart's still maybe 3 weeks out. He hasn't started doing any rehab assignments. He's just still throwing whatever in those rehab leagues or whatever. He's going to need some more time here. So you got a little bit of a window. I don't care who it is at this point. Throw me out there. Let me throw the softballs for everybody on that.
But even with all this doom and gloom,
this woe. Before you get to that, because we're going to end this Diamondback segment with a positive, Dale. And I know where you're going there. Here's what Torrey, I don't want to go do the positive and then have to go back to what Torrey said last night. Let's be clear about this. Torrey, I believe Torrey cannot make a move on the closer without the front office signing off on it, meaning Hazen. So Torrey's handicapped right now until he gets approval. Will he get that approval is the question. They might say, keep throwing him out there. What was that in Top Gun after Goose died? Keep throwing him up there. He'll learn.
And he did eventually.
Yeah, eventually he did. He snapped out of it eventually. But you know what? How many games are you going to lose in that time frame? Torrey, yesterday. This is from a transcript. Jack Summers posted this. And because again, on the road, you don't get the access that you get when it's a home game with them. Here's what Torrey said, quote, to get where we're going, we need Sewald to go out there and get those big outs. We'll count on him. He's going to get the baseball and continue to get those types of outs for us, unquote. You know what he's also going to do? Lose you the game. But I get it. Torrey needs to hype up his guy. This is what Torrey's doing. I know you get frustrated with Torrey in these situations because it's just easier if he goes, this is unacceptable and we need to figure this out. And changes. Everything's on the table. That's what he should have said. Right. What Torrey says, though, is, oh, he's going to continue to be the guy he is. He's going to keep getting us big outs, and we're going to need him. He's going to get better. Oh, and he will. That's Torrey, right? The reporter says, quote, do you plan on giving him the next save opportunity, unquote. Torrey's response, quote, I haven't thought anything about tomorrow. I've got to get through right now. But if there's something that will happen, I'll make sure that I talk it to the right people first. Unquote.
So does he have your cell?
Yeah. Well, I texted him.
Yeah.
Before that ball landed.
Which one?
That was the Grand Slam. The hell you doing? Is all I texted him. And he responded back with this emoji. Right in the middle of the game, too. It was weird. That last line, though, I'll make sure that I talk to the right people first.
I might give you a little insight into how decisions are made.
Yeah, he has no say in what to do with Sewald. If Sewald's in this game today, it's because he was told to put Sewald in the game today. If you know what I mean. Not he has to pitch. You're not taking him out of this role. He's your guy. Get out there and do it. I firmly believe that. And Jack Summers tends to agree with me on that, too. Jack said, I don't think he can just remove him from the closer's role without discussing with the front office first. So Jack Summers is on my side of that, where I believe Torrey has no say in it.
Right.
Torrey can go to him and lobby for it. I can't keep putting him out there. And Hazen goes, you are going to keep putting him out there. You are going to keep doing it. It's worrisome. There shouldn't even be this discussion.
Well, just remember the last year that Paul Sewald struggled kind of late in the year.
Here we go. World Series bound, baby.
World Series, baby.
But, again, they backed into the playoffs. All of that. And they would have won a lot more games if they didn't keep throwing Paul Sewald out there for a month and a half of blowing saves before they finally gave up on him. This team has a tendency, like I said, I'm not going to put it all on Torrey because I believe there's other factors involved here. This team has a tendency to let guys work it out. Well, when it's your closer, if it's your third baseman and he's not hitting, it'll cost you some games, but you should be able to get through that with other guys. Sorry, folks, when it's your closer, and here's the other side of it, Dale. He's not giving up bloop singles that are just landing in the right spot.
No,
these balls are being launched to the moon. They're orbiting the moon and coming back. That's the problem. That's what's more alarming to me. Is these aren't bloop singles. These aren't, oh, the guy just hit a single between shortstop and third. It's good placement. Bad luck for you. No. These are launched balls that meatballs he's throwing in there. That's the problem with it. But I just gave you the stats there. It's not like he's been pitching well for a while. But they got the win yesterday. Here's what I find fascinating. He's struggled in other opportunities, and they've gotten the wins, so people haven't talked about it.
Right.
Last night's the first time majority of the people, even though they won, all the conversation is on the closer. Which tells me we're at the point now where it's like, get him out of there. We don't want him anymore. Well, social media, reporters, everybody is now on the side of he can't go back out there.
I think the fact that the team can go 3 of 27 with runners in scoring position is not even on the screen as a reason. That's how big this closer situation is.
That's you're going down the pipeline where I'm thinking here. So you're thinking kind of like I am. This team has serious issues.
Yes.
We focus on the hitting all the time here. Nobody's talking about the hitting today. Everybody's talking about one thing. That's your closer. If that doesn't tell Torrey and Hazen you've got to make a change, I don't know what will. Because today the conversation should be the hitting. Yes, your closer gave up the thing, but you still won. That has been swept. That gets swept under the rug so quick.
Yep.
And it ain't being swept under the rug today, folks. Last night, I thought it was just because it was in the moment last night that I saw it. Folks, it's continuing this morning. I loaded my little Twitter thingy here, and it's just Sewald needs to go. Add closer to your buy list. All of this stuff on there this morning. People woke up angry. Nobody's talking about anything that happened in this game. If you did not watch this game, you think nobody's talking about the fact that why aren't the Diamondbacks challenging bad pitches? There was like 4 pitches in a row yesterday during that game. They were outside the zone. And not one person challenged it. We could be talking about that. Nope. Everybody's focused on one thing. That's alarming to me. And the Diamondbacks have a history, Dale, of ignoring the outcries until it becomes so overwhelming they have to act on it. Protect Sewald. Don't let him go close another game. Can't do it. Put him in the 7th inning. Have him blow the 7th inning. Have him blow the 8th inning. He cannot close a game in the 9th for the time being. He can't. Protect him, Dale. He's pitched so well this year. And it's falling apart. And that's the other side of it. It's not like this just happened yesterday. It's been leading up to this. He hasn't been well the last couple of weeks. There you go. I don't know. This, before we get to the positive.
You're trying to put it off.
Before we get to the positive. You're playing the teams you're competing with for a wild card spot.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting embarrassed by them in embarrassing fashions. Your starting pitchers are pitching well. You're not getting the wins because of your bats. Yesterday, you didn't get wins because of your bats and Paul Sewald. That's the other side of it. Everybody's lumping on to Paul Sewald. Yes, you had the win in hand when he went out there, and you should have won that game. 100%. But I also am not going to ignore you're not getting timely hits when guys are on. 27 opportunities of guys in running scoring position, folks. A base hit gets them home in theory. 27 times, and you converted 3 of them. That's a huge problem also. So you can't ignore. We're all going to because it was Sewald yesterday. All right, Dale, what's the positive?
Well, having just listened to Steve for last 5 minutes,
Well, you were on it too.
You would think that the Diamondbacks were the Colorado Rockies, sitting there 14 games out of a playoff spot and all that, and yet you wake up this morning, the sun comes up, it's going to be hot in Phoenix, and there's your Arizona Diamondbacks, 1 game ahead of the Pirates.
Well, throw it up, Ethan. You got a call for it, Dale. There you go.
Firmly in third place spot of the wild card race. Steve, do you realize with the win today, they clinched the series against Pittsburgh, so the tiebreaker.
Yep.
And you very well could be tied with the Phillies for the second wild card spot.
Yeah, Dale. But if you put Seawald out there, you could also be tied in a 3-way tie for the last playoff berth spot with the Pirates and the Nationals, who you just got done playing, both of those teams.
Yeah, you win today, you win the series against the Pirates.
Yeah, but if you lose, you're tied with them and the Nationals if the Nationals get a win. I do find it funny, man. Diamondbacks were 6 games above 500, playing well. Won 8 of 12 or something ridiculous like that, just dominating. 10 of 12, dominating, 6 games above 500. Look like they're going to go on this run, and you just got to get closer back to 500. You just can't get, like, the rope just pulls you back. Like I said, they got last night feels like a loss, but they got the win last night. I wonder how many people turned the game off. Keep it up for another second here, Ethan. I want to talk about something else. But I wonder how many people turned it off and Seawald blew it. Like, they're not going to win this now. But I will give them that credit. To come back in that situation is huge.
Yep.
Your closer blows the game, and you're just sitting there, and you got to fight back to get it back into that. You go to 12, and you pull out the win. That's phenomenal. And then, remember, they lost 10th inning the game before, so it's not like they're getting blown out by the Pirates.
Right.
But here's the other problem. By playing this way, 2 things are happening. The Padres have won 4 in a row. They're making a run back into this conversation. Marlins, who lost like 14 in a row after their amazing July, are sticking around as well. Cardinals are fading. I expect the Cardinals to keep fading here as well. But you're leaving these teams in the conversation. You're not putting distance to where they have to fight back into it, right, to keep going, and things to that effect. Now, you get a day off tomorrow. Get up there and win this game today. Starting lineup is out, but you're allowing teams to stick around, and that's not good. But you are correct. They can literally. Phillies are sucking. Lost the last 2. They weren't good against the Yankees over the weekend, and things to that effect. They're scuffling just like you are a little bit, up and down, up and down, up and down. Problem is you have 5 teams scuffling for 2 spots. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting that out there. That's where you get frustrated. That's why you can't keep throwing Seawald out there. You don't have a margin of error here.
Well, imagine if they built up a 10-0 lead. Then you wouldn't have to see Seawald.
They had a 6-0 lead.
And what's amazing is with that, it gets Ryan Thompson completely off the list. And he's the one who gave up the first 3.
Well, that's issue. Yeah,
you almost forget about it. If he goes out there and has a clean inning, and all of a sudden you're in the.
I did see a lot of people last night say DFA Thompson now, and get another reliever up here.
But you don't even bring him up.
I know.
You think he's sitting in the dugout as Seawald's giving the dingers going.
He's chewing the bubble gum. Yeah. All of a sudden he's chewing a little slower, like relaxed. Puts his arms up a little bit, leans back.
Nobody's looking at me anymore.
So today's lineup, 9:35 a.m. starting time. Carroll leadoff, Perdomo second, Moreno third, Marte's DH today at 4th as well. I'm actually surprised he's in the lineup, to be honest with you, after the late game last night there. So he's in the thing. Kepler left field, Arenado next up, and then Tawa, Vargas, Barosa center field today, and then Rodriguez on the mound. Where's Waldschmidt at, man? Come on. Dude's been making plays in the outfield. I know. It's lineups, it's matchups, and all of that nonsense, but
Well, I know.
Let him rake.
Hopefully, Erod can regain some of that magic from the first half of the year.
Dale, if he could pitch better than Fott did yesterday and still lose the game, apparently. He can go 7 innings, 0. He can go 8 innings, 0 earned runs. It's not what your starter does at this point. He's got to pitch nearly perfect.
Isn't it weird? We're sitting here, 80% of our conversations have been negative.
I know, and they're still in the hunt.
No, they are. It's not like they're not, because, 3 weeks ago we're talking about, well, yeah, they got to pass 4 teams to get in there. It's one thing if it's just you and one team.
But it just goes to what Tory teams do to us, man. I guarantee you, most of the Valley woke up today thinking they lost last. Even though they know they won, it feels like a loss yesterday.
Brooke goes, wow, there weren't not many people there left at the game. I go, well, got to remember, it's 10:45 there.
And, it's Pittsburgh, too.
Yeah.
You don't drive
on a Tuesday night.
Exactly, against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
It's no, that is funny. I wonder what was the attendance last night. I can look it up here. I'll tell you in just a second here. 19,024 people there last night. And it thinned out as the game went on as well on top of it. So so you're out there today. Got to get it done.
Win one for the Gipper.
You got to win this series. This is your chance because you have an off day and then you got Cleveland, which Cleveland's not a slouch this year either. So that's just where you get frustrated. That's why I say they're a 500 team. They're good enough to always beat the bad teams. They're good enough to stick their head up every once in a while, like the Dodgers, and sweep a series against them. And then when you play teams that are probably equal to you, they just frustrate the living heck out of you. It is fascinating to see, but they're still in it. But like I said, the biggest thing that can't be ignored is you have a bullpen issue and you have specifically a closer issue. And that will tear a locker room apart faster than anything.
Yes,
and I would even argue, Dale, the second time it happens, it's going to be worse for the locker room.
And that's the thing. When you put him back in there, whether it's today or whether it's Monday or Tuesday or whatever that is, you're going to be holding your breath. You're going to be you're going to be expecting the same thing that happened last night.
That's why I honestly think, I don't know, Erod throws 7 innings today. Let's just say that. And you have a 4, 5, 6 run lead. Go Sewell down in that situation.
Yeah, but we've seen him in that situation too.
But that's what I'm getting at. And you have the quickest hook you've ever seen before. He gets one guy on, 2 guys on, he's out. Somebody else is in there. But, because that's the problem that Tory does is he obviously didn't have it last night. And just leave him out there. I know there's rules you have to work around, but he leaves him out there and leaves him out there. And everybody's going, he don't have it. For the love of God, get him out as quickly as possible. And he just throws that meatball right down the middle. You might as well have just been like, hey, going to throw it right down the middle. Be ready for it. It's going to be about 85 miles an hour. The guy was just waiting for it, too, on top of it. So there we go, folks. You're Diamondbacks. I don't know what else to say about it.
Well,
you're in it. You're in it, but are the Diamondbacks going to do what they generally do and keep giving the guy the opportunity? Or do they recognize change needs to happen now? We need to change something up now so we don't fall into that trend. History says the second thing, the first thing. Oh, we're just going to keep throwing them out there. History says that. This fan base might show up with pitchforks next home game if they keep that up.
Well, hey, but there's also the adage that, as you said, throw them right back out there. Yeah. Because you got to feel the game ended, at 11 o'clock East Coast time and all that, and you're up bright and early this morning. It's Tory and Hazen and whoever else is involved in the decision. Have they even had a chance to talk?
Oh, they better have.
Or do you just throw him back out there if it comes about today?
Yeah.
and keep your fingers crossed and pray to whoever your God is.
You put him at the beginning of the inning because then you can move him anytime, pretty much. You don't put him in halfway through the inning. But that's the thing. You just put him out there.
If you see any sign.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, 2 guys on, you're out.
Oh, yeah.
You're out. And 1 guy gets on, you might be out. I'm like, all right. But
You still have to face, what, 3 batters?
I think it's 3, yeah. So you have to.
You just have him intentionally walk.
Exactly. Yeah, you walk the 3rd guy so he can get somebody else. But I'm not saying we give up completely on Seawald. I'm saying he can't go in there to close out a game.
I try to put myself in the mindset of Seawald as an athlete. And the fact is, he's got to know he's struggling. Does he know why? Is it ball placement? Is it lack of speed? Is it I just don't feel it. He woke up or got up for his nap yesterday.
That would worry me because he's had several questionable. He's given up runs in 7 of his last 8 or 6 of his last 7, something ridiculous like that. So it doesn't seem like it's a feel. Well, I mean, you could answer that. Like, if you had, let me, you never had this happen, thank goodness. But I have a feeling that if you had 7 bad snaps in a row,
you don't get another chance, Steve.
Well, no, you don't. But you would know what you're doing wrong. It's just, how do I fix it?
Right.
Whether it's mental, whether you're leaning wrong. Like, I equate it to, and as I know it's completely different, but when I first started playing golf, I went and took lessons before I even stepped on a course, like late 20s. And what I always tell people is I recommend you do that because, yeah, I still suck when I go out there. But now when I mishit a ball, I know I know why I mishit it. So then I can try to correct it, and then you end up hitting it worse. But at least I can tell myself, well, I did that because my arms were coming through too fast. I just got to slow it down a little bit. But fixing it's another thing. But Seawald's got to know what's happening to him. Then it becomes, how do you stop it? It's like when you let go of it.
Yeah, it almost seemed like he kind of knew. I don't know. I was watching me. It was one of the 2 home runs.
Yeah. Well, I could tell you this. One of them, he turned around instantly because he knew it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember which one it was either. But no, they know. They know their bodies. They know their techniques. It's the same thing with their starting pitching. That's what cracks me up. Like, starting pitchers know if they're dropping their shoulder, and that's why their pitchers are going wild and stuff. It's just they can't stop doing it because they're tired, and stuff to that effect. And they know what they're doing. It's just stopping it. But the bigger thing with the closer, 99% of closer mentality in my eyes is just mentality. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come in here, and this is my ball. You're not touching my ball. And if you don't have that confidence, I don't know if you can perform as a closer. Because those batters.
Because the one thing about the 2 home runs last night, it wasn't like somebody hit a eye level fastball, tomahawked it out.
Yeah, exactly. They went out and got it outside of the batting.
Yeah, it's like, you got to give the hitter some credit sometimes.
The one I showed you was right down the middle.
You might have hit it to the first baseman.
I still would have whiffed on it. He could have told me it was coming and where it was going to be at.
I have no doubt both of us would.
I go to the batting cage, and every once in a while, I'll be like, whatever the fastest speed is, like 100 and something like that. And I'm like, I'm going to do that one. So I'm like trying to bunt it. I'm struggling to get a bunt down because they're coming in so fast.
I would turn on 100 and just sit behind the backstop and watch how fast it comes in.
It comes in quick, man. It comes in quick. Like, literally, I'm like ready to bunt, and then I hear it hit the back thing, and I'm all.
Where did it go?
It's extremely, and that's no movement too.
Yeah.
These professional guys are throwing 100 and something, and it's going all over the place coming in. So there's your Diamondbacks, folks. I don't know. Are you more optimistic? Those of you at home. Are you worried about how they're going to do this? What their decision's going to be?
I just wonder, again, the mentality of both teams. Was that a lift for the Diamondbacks that they came back, they found a way to win after that disappointing 9th inning?
We're going to find out at 9:30 this morning.
Or, Well, are they saying here we go again? And what about the Pirates? You're down 6-0. You come back to tie it.
Yeah, it's a letdown.
You're freaking rocking and rolling, and then
Crowds losing their minds. We're going to find out at 9:30.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fascinated by. A closer's going to blow saves, and it doesn't affect a team if it's occasional. Like even the best closer in baseball, Miller, has blown saves. And you're like, okay, it was one time. But it's been a pattern here leading up to this. Yesterday wasn't yesterday was the grand finale of what we've seen coming.
Well, the other thing is, think about this, because usually when you say a closer blows a save, what does that equate to? A loss.
You lose the game. Yeah.
They didn't lose the game.
Well, I think it's easy if you're the team. That's what's fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's easy as a team to go, we overcame our brother and we helped him out and everything. And he'll be better tomorrow. It's easy to say that.
Right.
Here's the difference, though, and this is what I paid attention to. And I said it earlier. If you didn't watch that game last night and you just paid attention to social, you think the Diamondbacks lost this morning and yesterday. You have no clue they came back and won that thing in 12. 0. It's like Sewald threw that ball, that thing was launched out, and that game was over.
Well, you had
now that's the fan base.
Yeah.
But the team could also be feeling that way, like, okay, we came back this time. But we had the win before this.
I think it's more resilience. We overcame that.
Why did I have to work so hard to come back and win this thing when we had this one already?
I could have been in bed an hour ago.
It would be, did you ever have a kicker that missed multiple kicks in a game? You turned on them pretty quickly as a team. Like, oh, my God. Troy's going, we need to score a touchdown here, guys, because this guy ain't making it to win this game. So we got to score a touchdown. Michael, go deep. Michael, run that Alvin Harper play.
Go to your right position.
So even if you go down and win the game, after, let's say he misses a field goal to go up and your defense gets the ball back and then you go down, score, and you win the game. And it's happened a few times. Are you going to that locker room going, we overcame that? Or are you going to the locker room going, we were lucky to win that because our kicker over here sucks donkeys. And we're working too hard because that guy should have won it for us 10 minutes earlier.
To me, it comes down to if you win. As soon as you said that, I don't go to the NFL. I go to college my senior year.
Well, either way, yeah.
The University of Texas, we're both undefeated, big game, top 5.
That's right.
And every one of our games was a 3-point game. And we had 2 long drives in the first half, 12-play drives. We ran the ball a lot. Ended up getting stopped on third down, had to kick a chip shot 25-yard field goal. First one misses. Now, I'm walking off the field. I glance over. I don't say anything to the kicker. It's
at
hot
the long
and
snapper.
Steamy.
Yeah, the long snapper. You don't go.
No,
good try, man. We'll get him next time.
No, I said nothing. But then almost the same thing happened in the second quarter.
Yeah,
and the linemen are getting tired. You're out there 15 plays.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
That's why it can change.
And then he misses another chip shot, and we're walking off, and I look over at him, and I thought he had a little grin on his face. It's probably the only time I ever ripped into a kicker. You little...
Yeah.
Bleep,
yeah. Bleep, bleep,
yeah.
bleep.
Yeah.
I got to go find that film.
Yeah.
Was that the Texas game? I got to go find that film.
And we ended up losing the game by 3 at the end. So that hurts.
Well, that's why it changes. And I know football is a different sport than baseball. But, Marte can't be happy. He's having to play into the 12th inning when it should have been over after 9 and things to that effect, and it's like, man, we worked hard at this. But like I said, it's not that that was his first time. It's been leading up to it out there.
But they've lost the other ones.
I'm trying to, I know they had to come back after a blown where a relief pitcher did it, but I think you're right. I think on all the blown saves for Sewald, I think I think they won another one, but I think most of them they lost. I'm thinking, and I don't have it off the top of my head, folks. I think there's another one where Seawald blew it and then they won it after that. Other than that, most of the time when he blows the save, they lose it.
Right.
And stuff like that.
I thought for sure they're going to lose in the 10th inning. I thought with momentum and everything. And
that's what impresses me the most. For them to win last night, well, it's like basketball. You're down by 20 and you come back. Well, it's great. Yeah. But the other team's still winning because you had to work so hard to come back. You're going to be tired compared to the other team. Robert says, fought was nails, threw 94 on his 101st pitch. Thompson hasn't been the same since he tried to be an actual ball player and threw off balance to right field. And Robert said, Seawald will be back out there on the next save chance. I agree with that today. If they have a save chance today, I'm just telling you guys, turn it off because Seawald's going to go back out there. Win or lose, he's going to go back out there today. Robert says the brain trust, and that's in quotes, has to get together before any decision is made. And this is a terrible way to run a baseball program. It's being run by the executives, not the people in the dugout and stuff like that. My opinion is everything on the field should be manager. If you wanna be in charge of lineups and you want to be in charge of if Marte gets a day off after he's in the lineup and you want to do that as a GM, okay, fine. Once the game starts, if Torrey doesn't want him to go in and close, then Torrey can make that decision. I think it's terrible,
right?
If the GMs are making those decisions as well out there. Robert says it should have been 2 for 27. He said that was not a hit by Carroll in the second inning. I forgot about that. We can talk about that. But I mean, they have a challenging pitch problems that's manifested itself recently. I covered that last week,
right?
And then, like I said yesterday, there were 4 pitches that could have been challenged and won. And nobody challenged any of them there earlier in that game last night as well. So Autumn says, I very rarely get worked up watching a game. Come on, Autumn. You're talking to me here. Actually, baseball is the one where she's actually calm on. Everything else, I'm like, would you settle down? It's kickoff. That was just the opening kickoff.
Somebody missed a block, see?
She goes, usually it's on the background and I pay attention when something happens. But I was actually annoyed watching that game. So frustrating. That's what the Diamondbacks do. And they're somehow still in the third wild card spot.
Yes.
It just goes to the contradiction of the Diamondbacks, Dale, where you just beat your head up against the wall. You feel today like they're 20 games out of the wild card spot and the season's been dismal and they lost last night and another blown save. That's what you feel like today. None of that's true. They're still
As long as they don't feel that way.
And they're still getting J-Mo. I'm just questioning. It takes a toll on a long season. I'm not saying that they're going to come out today at 9:30. If anything, they're going to be tired, so they might look sluggish. That's what worries me today.
But how tired are they going to be compared to Pittsburgh?
Well, yeah, but I don't know how do I put this delicately. There's some players on the Diamondbacks that aren't mentally strong. I'm surprised Marte's in this lineup today for that reason.
Oh.
I expected him to have a rest day today.
Skipper last night said, I want to go tomorrow. Important game.
Is he how into it is he going to be? Right, type of a situation. So today's lineup, I already went over that. Erod's on the mound, 9:35 a.m., folks. We'll know early. We'll see how people might, if they lose this game and Seawald blows a save later on, leave work a little bit later because there's going to be a lot of upset people leaving work at their normal times. Road rage might be through the roof later on today as well. When we come back, we got NFL talk with Dale here before he takes off here today. College football, I told you, we're 1 month out. Later on in the show, I'll tell you about that coming your way on.
When does ASU report?
Next week. I'm off on my dates. I think it's next week.
Okay.
Which is weird because the basketball team's already together and working out and all that stuff. And it's like football's still coming. Come on back, folks. Lots of NFL talk coming up next. The main event. Yeah, I know. Robert. Robert says Marte is only the DH because he is DH in today.
Right.
So he says only in there to see 9 pitches in his 4 at bats. You think he's going to get to 9? He has that tendency to go up there and swing at the first pitch these days, as well. I get it. He's DH, but like I said, you got to be careful how you phrase these things around Marte because the Marte lovers are going to freak out on you. I get it. He's only the DH, but still, that's having to stretch out. Sit on the bench, get ready to go to the bat. Surprise. Maybe it's turning over a new leaf, Dale. That's all I'm going to say. Hey, at football news, thank God we're not the Atlanta Falcons. We can talk about quarterback problems. They just reported, literally just reported, Tua, who's their quarterback, folks, he's on that team now, has a minor injury that has flared up.
Yes.
What, driving to the facility? Is that when it flared up?
Maybe he turned wrong.
Do you ever, meaning turned left instead of right, and his leg injury flared up?
He got his shoes out of his locker.
Now, Michael Penix Jr., knee injury, he's not fully prepared for full team work. His injury, obviously, he's still recovering from last year's knee injury and stuff. So the Atlanta Falcons, QB1, starting camp today, Dale. Jack Strand, QB1. And then they just signed old Cooper Rush.
There you go.
To come in and run camp for them. They have no quarterbacks to run camp because they're 2 quarterbacks. Boy, it's going to be a fantastic season for the Falcons this year, isn't it? And then Bijan Robinson sitting out. He's a hold in as well. He's due for, he can be upgraded. He can be extended this year from his rookie contract. He's a hold in as well. And so's Gibbs, who was just traded as well to Houston. Is that where Gibbs went? I believe. Unless it's not Atlanta, is it?
No, they did not sign with Bijan Robinson.
I was going to say, it's got to be Houston, I think, is where he went. So that's where we are. But then, what a disaster for the Atlanta Falcons. Like, we can argue all we want about Jacoby Brissett signing and all of that.
Actually, Jahmyr Gibbs still in Detroit.
Oh, Gibbs is in Detroit. Oh, they traded Montgomery.
Yeah.
That's right. I had him backwards. Okay. Yeah, I was looking over some defensive stuff, and they're saying the Detroit Lions defense is scheduled to be second hardest defense in the league going into this season, by the way.
Huh.
4th place team, folks, last year.
Yeah, not your typical 4th place team.
I know. I only laugh because I was like, oh, Cardinals have 4th place schedule. And they got to play the Chiefs and the Lions on top of their 3 division teams as well. Aaron Darnold is not going to be signing and playing with the Rams this year. I don't think so. But we'll get definitive answer here coming up.
And definitely not first 2 months of the season.
No, they're if they're going to sign him, it's going to be for a playoff run at the end. So it's interesting because I was reading about this. It's not like they can just be like, all right, you're back. They actually have to figure out, because he retired under contract. You have to close that. You can't just come back. You have to close out that contract somehow, come to a deal and everything to close out that contract and then give him like another 1-year deal or something. That's not it. That's going to be salary cap implications for the Rams and everything closing out the one. The other reason why we're going to find out if he's going to come back or not, it's going to be a question unless Bucks defensive tackle Vita Vea, as his real name is, but I like to call him Vita Vea. He has an open trade request for the Bucks.
Yeah.
The odds of what team he's going to sign with, Rams lead that. So if the Rams sign him, they're obviously not going to also sign Donald as well. So that's going to shut down that news. If they don't get him, he's going to be. Here's the other thing about it, Dale. What a coincidence. He asked for a trade. Training camp starts, and he asked for a trade. He shows up to camp and tweaks something. Now he's not practicing, according to the Bucks. What a coincidence that happened, huh, Dale?
I have a feeling that if he had his new contract, that tweak could go away.
That thing probably heals up so quick.
Yep.
Their head coach, Todd Bowles, there in Bucksland, said they have no conversations about trading him. Do you believe that?
I believe right now, I know the way that came down was he gave the Bucks until training camp started
Yes.
to sign their new deal, and
Yeah, and they were taking calls though, right?
I don't know.
Don't you always listen to calls? Like even if you're not interested, you're listening.
And maybe in case somebody blows you out of the water.
So he goes, you get our number 1 pick for the next 30 years. You're trading the guy for that. You know? But I just find it funny how he I want to trade. Oh, my hamstring. Can't practice. But yeah, the odds are he's going to end up with the Rams plus 100. Chargers are plus 200. 49ers plus 400. And then it gets a little squirrely. Raiders plus 600. I mean, the Raiders got the space and everything to sign him and trade for him, but Max Crosby and him. Don't forget, Max Crosby's still with the Raiders, folks. That trade didn't go through as well. Yeah. You want to know where the Cardinals are on this list? Plus 6,600 that they trade for him, and then he lands here. So you're saying there's a chance only the Bears, Jaguars, Bengals, Browns, Vikings, Chiefs, Dolphins, Saints, Giants, and Eagles have worse odds.
Well, the Eagles just spent a bunch of money on their tackle.
Yeah, the Eagles. If the Eagles sign him, they're just hoarding defensive tackles at that point, right? Which brings you up to the next point as well that you just brought up. Jalen Carter. This kid is dominant. You knew it coming out of Georgia. He had some off the field stuff you kind of had to worry about a little bit, right?
Yeah.
He just signed a 4-year, $152 million extension worth up to $160 million. $106 million guaranteed on this. He's the highest paid defensive tackle in NFL history now as well for Jalen Carter.
He's dominant when he wants to be.
That's the problem. He can take some time off there. He's with the Eagles through the 2031 season. How good is Jalen Carter? If you don't watch the Eagles, or maybe you're like, he's not that good, is he? He's 30. The Eagles are 32-11 when he plays. That's regular season and playoffs.
Right.
No, it's not all him. That defense tends to be stacked a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But he's a disrupting force in the middle.
Well, I mean, as an offensive lineman, when you just have a beast in that middle, I mean, blocking schemes.
Yeah, I mean, you're sliding protection to him. You're trying to get double teams on him in the run game. So not only does it, occupy another lineman, leaves a linebacker or another defensive lineman with single blocks or whatever. But, he can still beat double teams, and he's a big problem to deal with for sure.
Yeah. And I when I saw the record of him playing and not playing, 32-11, like, holy cow.
Yeah, usually that's a quarterback stat, not a defensive tackle stat.
He commands this thing. And when we come back, beginning of the second hour, Dale, before we get into what the Cardinals did, I saw Marvin Harrison do something yesterday that just makes me want to just
jump for joy.
No, because
did you jump, Steve?
Yeah, well, I jumped, not for joy though. I just don't get it, man. You're practice. Nobody's around you. How does it hit you right in the hands? How do you drop it?
No.
Come on back, folks. But Cardinals can do something. Change the whole trajectory of this franchise, Dale. Let's do it. Come on back. I'll tell you about it. Second hour next. And we're back here, second hour main event. Appreciate you joining us here live on YouTube. Of course, we're live at 8 a.m. here, 8 to 10. And then, of course, if you haven't noticed, for those of you that catch us on demand, we have the whole show up for those of you that just like to watch the whole show continuously. And we've started putting up over the last couple of weeks, like part 1 and part 2, or hour 1, hour 2. For those of you that can only watch a little bit at a time and on demand. So it's up there as well for you on the YouTube page. We're just trying to be accommodating as possible for y'all out there as well. I know. Well, it's anything because it's all Dale's old friends going, we can't watch a full 2 hours. We have to break it up for him. It's like just like dinner. We got to mash it up, feed it to him as well. Don't forget, we do have a text line, 623-252-6670. Of course, hit us up also on X if you'd like. For those of you there, if you don't want to join the YouTube chat, you can hit us up on X. Anytime you're watching or listening, hit us up there as well. And, oh, Dale.
Steven. It was a great day for you yesterday. You know, most people look at Arizona sports and the extra innings, the blown saves, things like that. Now you're going to talk about your boy Fitzgerald Light, Marvin Harrison. And
the good news is I'm going to save some money with that Hall of Fame speech for Marv.
Oh, yeah. Because you said you're going to fly in.
I won't be going to that. There won't be one, so I don't have to worry about it. No, in all seriousness, receivers drop passes, folks. They do. And it's practice. And it happens. It's just when that's your MO and that's your question mark, every drop pass brings up questions, and not just with teammates, not just with fans, but I'm sure it affects you even more. Like, oh man, I just dropped that. If you don't know, I'm not going to play the video because I don't know if it's who did it or whatever, but they're running some crossing patterns, and his defender dropped off him. His defender wasn't on him. Ball was perfectly right in the numbers, straight to the ground. And it's just, the more that it's happened, now he's had a couple of those. And like I said, it happens. Carson Beck's not throwing the ball downfield at all. He's doing 5-yard patterns still. He's captain check down right now in camp, from what I've been seeing, and stuff like that as a rookie. So you're going to have those types of things. It's just when that's your MO, you're expected to have a big season. It's just like we talked about with Seawald. You have a shorter leash. And if you're dropping easy balls in practice, it's easy for people to be like, here we go. Kid can't get it. Kid can't figure it out. And you can't tell me, I know you professional athletes like to pretend that you're all invincible and nothing bothers you. But you have bad games, man. That can affect you. Bad quarters, bad plays, that can affect you.
Yes, it can. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't yesterday the first day in full pads?
Yes, it was. Nobody was on him, though. Like I said, it was.
But I'm saying you're wearing shoulder pads.
Yes.
Which is different than catching without shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, I mean, that's true.
But
you gotta
a lot of times you can catch the ball with your body.
Yeah. He had his arms. I did pay attention to that. He had his arms out. It didn't hit his body. He had his arms out. So it wasn't one of those body catches he liked that bounces off his pads and falls. It wasn't like that. It's just, obviously everybody's watching Marv. No doubt about it, and stuff like that. But everybody drops practice balls. It happens. But he's just one of those guys that, if it's a little overthrown and you drop it, okay. If he's got to go down and he doesn't get it, okay, it's early. Man, this was just a standard route. And I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe I made it up in my own mind, Dale, but I thought I saw some shrugging of shoulders afterward. Some body language stuff. Maybe it's me mentally seeing that.
Maybe you were shrugging your shoulders so it looked like everybody else was.
I saw it and I went, okay, all right. So it's something being watched. You got to worry about the confidence more. What I'm getting at now, it's early in practice, so maybe he's trying to figure out the routes that he needs to run as he's learning the playbook. Dale, maybe that's it, right?
Catching the ball for a guy as talented as Marvin Harrison Jr. should come second nature.
Yeah, if it's anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Like if it hits you in the hands, you should have that. And it wasn't like he caught it and then was looking upfield too early. It wasn't like I know I would just say that away from the mic, but it wasn't like that at all. It was just brutal. And it's like I said, anybody else does that, Dale, and we're all gonna go, I dropped one. All right, cool. That's the problem with it. But the Cardinals have an opportunity. They need to be on the phone yesterday. What'll it take? The Bucs and quarterback Baker Mayfield, they're expected to end contract extension talks. The plan now is for Mayfield to play this season on his final year of his contract, scheduled to become a free agent in March. Let's do it, Dale. Make it happen. Let's manifest this into working order here. How many years does Baker Mayfield have left?
I would think probably at least 5.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. Is there anybody upcoming in this draft that you think is going to have a Baker Mayfield type career? Now, you researched it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's possible. Arch Manning could possibly have one.
Baker Mayfield's 31 years old.
Oh, he's got 10 years left. Come on. Easy. He's going to play until he's 45. He's a little bit more physical than Tom Brady was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not necessarily saying trade, although I would like to see that. Free agent next March. Start signing up. Man, nobody in the draft's going to be Baker Mayfield, if you catch my drift. And I'm a big fan of signing guys or trading for guys or getting guys that you can't find in the draft, right? I'm telling you, Dale, wouldn't that be the move that now we're talking Cardinals. I'm dreaming a little bit because we're talking Cardinals.
Dreaming is free, Steve, as
But
they
wouldn't
say.
play Jacoby Brissett $15 million to start for him. What makes you think they're going to pay what Baker Mayfield's going to command it? 40, 50, $60 million.
Yeah, see, Baker to me is kind of a little bit of a confusing thing because, yes, he's definitely a big-time upgrade. But is he a $50 million a year quarterback?
No. I'm with you. I love Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I do too.
But then I'm like, yeah, is he that good?
Yeah.
I agree with you. On that. But he's way of an upgrade. He's better than anybody you'll get in that draft next year. But that's the other side of it. But that's your problem. Even if you're going to draft somebody next year, what did the Raiders quarterback just sign for? It was a lot, $47 million a year or something like that.
I forget.
Mendoza. Let me look it up here real quick.
Oh, Mendoza?
Yeah.
No, not
No,
47.
I mean, not a year.
No. I think it's
Put Carlos Mendoza.
no 40 in the 40s, but that's for 4 years.
Yeah, it's for the 4 years contract here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look it up here. Okay. $57.27 million, 4 years. Yes. Fully guaranteed. Option for the 5th year. 57 over 4 years.
Wow, that's gone way up.
Yeah. I thought it was 40-something. So that's what I'm saying is if you have the 1 or 2 pick, that's what you'll be paying roughly, a little bit more, but you'll be paying around that over 4 years. So it's a better deal to have a guy on a rookie contract. But
Here he can play.
But do you want to win now or do you want to possibly win if the guy works out? Dale? I'm going to argue. How are you going to argue this? The Cardinals, in 2 to 3 years, the Seahawks are going to be coming down. The Niners are going to be coming down.
The Rams will
be coming down.
Eventually.
They're still going to be good, don't get me wrong, but they're going to be all Super Bowl contenders in 2 to 3 years. Quarterback like Baker Mayfield? Yeah, next year might be a little rough. But the year after that, when those teams are coming down, oh my gosh, Dale. Super Bowl to the moon, baby. Where's the Super Bowl in 3 years? And I need to book a ticket to that right now. To that city. I'm booking my hotel room. In all seriousness, the Cardinals won't do it. But man, wouldn't that be fun?
It sure would make things interesting. But, when you think about the Cardinals, that's something we really haven't talked about. I mean, honestly, if you're an executive with the Cardinals, and you're sitting there right now. You know Seattle's much, much better than you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Rams are much, much better than you are. You know San Francisco's much better than you are.
Mm-hmm. I would go Rams, Seahawks, then Niners, in my opinion, if I was ranking them today.
Yeah, Super Bowl champs, it's hard to repeat and all that, I understand. But
Well,
those three
offensive coordinators, I think it's going to be a big problem for them.
and those three vary from much better than you to much, much, much better than you.
Yeah.
So
You're not even in the same
and then you're looking
world.
at next year where you're going to have $150 million salary cap room, blah, blah, all those things. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think I bring in Baker Mayfield.
With your expectation, you're bringing a rookie quarterback next year. You're not vaulting up into a playoff run next year or the year after that.
Come on. You're
Quarterback's
telling me
still learning.
Arch Manning's going to win national champion this year and a Super Bowl's rookie year.
Man, this team's poised for a good veteran quarterback to come in here for a few years and dominate. With the salary cap you got, but I already told you guys, I took the over for the Cardinals, over 3.5. I took it. I think they're going to end up around 5 this year. 5 wins.
You took and you put all $250 on that?
$10. My preseason bets are $10. My regular ones are 5. I should probably switch that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because right now they're holding your $10 hostage,
I know.
Steve.
And I should probably switch that a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Hey, the last thing I want to do before you take off here, Dale, is Kyle Shanahan. And I'll talk more about this after the break, but I wanted to, have you make fun of me a little bit here. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, like I said, it's not as I'm not judging him as a man. I just don't think he's a great football coach. I think he's a really good one. I think he's a really great offensive coordinator. I think as a head coach, he's just not going to get you to the promised land. He's going to get you close to it, and then not get you over the top there. But yesterday he impressed me. If you don't know what he did yet, he was in this car accident. It was quiet. We've been questioning it. And then Bruce Cooper yesterday told us, Steve, they're not sitting on it. He basically said they're not sitting on the news. They didn't know about it because there's no way they would sit on something like this, meaning the local media.
Maybe the sports department, maybe. But he said.
The regular one. That's a story.
Yeah.
But the story got even bigger because then we started seeing reports of he was on his phone when the crash happened. There was a report from the police saying that the 21-year-old kid was at fault. The police didn't clarify that up. This is how great of a person and human Kyle Shanahan. He almost lost an eye in this.
Mm-hmm.
He almost killed somebody else because he was fumbling for his phone while driving.
A lesson to everybody.
And if you haven't driven in Palo Alto area, folks, it's very windy roads. It's not like here where they're straight and stuff like that. He went in front of the media yesterday, described the events of the wreck. He went out and clarified right up front, folks, this accident was my fault. That's what he said. There was no, that kid was swerving. No. This was all my fault. My phone fell between my seats. I was reaching for it. When I looked up, I swerved over and hit this 21-year-old kid's SUV. That right off the bat took toll. The police reports were wrong. This was my fault. I was on my phone. For somebody to do that in this day and age, it stood out to me for 2 reasons. One, you don't see that type of talk anymore. People tend to, oh, yes, I went across the line, but, I was on my phone. They lie about it. He's just like, nope, I screwed up.
Right.
And I almost killed 2 people because of it and stuff to that effect. It wasn't a boy. I guess it was a 21-year-old girl as well.
Right.
Stuff like that. But for somebody to do that, to me, just shows you what type of a human being they are. So, the quietness of it, I put him more on the 49ers in the NFL than I do Kyle Shanahan because he's not going to put something out. So I do question why it was hidden. But at the same time, it was hidden. Let's face it. It was hidden because it was his fault. That's why they want to talk about it. I'm going to say it right now. But he showed up, went to the media, and flat out said, folks, this was my fault. I was reaching for my phone, almost killed both of us. Completely my fault. Took the blame for it, did all that stuff. You just don't see that anymore. And that's fantastic what he did yesterday. Not the accident, not digging for the phone, just taking the responsibility of it. It would have been easy for him to pass blame, not want to talk about it. He did the opposite. So I've got to give him a ton of credit in front of Dale here, since I've been pretty much bashing everything, being hidden and all that stuff for the last 2 days.
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't even think. I thought more about the way that you thought about it, as far as there's a conspiracy. They hid it, they buried it, they did. But when you talk to Bruce, who's been in those meetings,
Yeah. In terms of the media
yeah,
stuff.
this is not a Bruce Cooper, the sports director kind of thing. This is a Mark Curtis, the anchor.
They lead with story accidents like this every day
yeah.
on the news. There was a bad one up by my house over the weekend on Saturday. Man, I think it was Channel 3. Had a blip up on Facebook within 3 seconds of it happening. I swear to God, it just happened, and they had a little freeway closed, possible fatality. And they live for this stuff, the news people do. And for it to be kept secret is still a question.
That and a cloud.
a drop of water. Yeah. They're out there measuring it. So I don't know if you wanted to say anything on it before you take off here, other than,
Good kudos to him for coming out and removing all doubt and questions and all that. Although, again, for him to come out and do that on his own, congratulations. Nice job.
Yeah, I mean, would you have liked to see it early? You can nitpick this to say you'd like to see him out there on this 15th talking about it. But his vacation, he was seriously hurt, folks.
Yeah.
He has a major concussion, and he's still dealing with those effects.
Yeah.
He almost lost his eye. This wasn't a small wreck.
No.
So I don't expect him to be out there, but like I said yesterday, where was the press release from the Niners? Coach Shanahan was in an accident. More details coming. He's in the hospital. He's safe. He's going to live. Whatever deal. Dale's going to go play some golf. I'll talk more about that. We'll talk college football here 1 month from today, folks. I'll set the stage here. The great North Carolina, where they're going to be under suspension. A lot of their other people are going to be under suspension if they keep rolling the way they're rolling here. All that and more is coming back. Main event. And we're back here. Main events. Second hour here on Wednesday. Dale's taking off today to go play a little bit of golf. Got to get out there, get his exercise, get into that heat, sweat a little bit. Most importantly, he enjoys taking the money off the other older gentlemen out there in the men's club out there as well. He'll be back tomorrow. And don't forget, Uncle Lou coming in on Thursday as well. UFC fight this weekend. Last weekend was a morning fight out there. Abu Dhabi last weekend is where that was at. This weekend, another faraway place is where it's at. Coming up here, I want to say Serbia. I'm looking it up right now. Yep, Belgrade Arena in Belgrade, Serbia is where the fights are this weekend as well. Another morning UFC fight coming up on Saturday as well. Medic and Daniel Rodriguez is the main card here coming up. Navajo Sterling's in this fight. We've talked about him in fights before as well. I'm looking to see really quick while I'm talking about this. Is actually, at least for names that I recognize, some pretty big fighters here that I've heard of as a casual guy here as well, coming up into this fight this weekend. So we'll talk that with Lou, of course. Maybe he's got some NFL stuff for us as we're getting closer, and Hall of Fame game just a week away as well. But Serbia this weekend, 10 a.m. will be the main card on Saturday morning. So an hour later than last weekend, which the main card started at 9 a.m. last week as well. So Uncle Lou in tomorrow. Dell will be in at the beginning of the show like always. And don't forget, we're back to our 5-day-a-week schedule here. Our summer break, quote unquote, is done. Yeah, we're back in here doing live shows on Friday. McCollum on Business. And, of course, this show live on YouTube, TME Media AZ. Come and join us. If you can't catch us live and join us in the YouTube chat, well, of course, join us afterwards via on demand as well, and share us with your friends or on your favorite podcast systems out there. Robert says, do you think the Bucks would do Brissett for Baker? Wouldn't that be great if they did? Just heads up, just one for one. Look, that whole exercise was just me dreaming. I do think, though, like, just think about the possibilities. And Baker, to me, I like Baker Mayfield. I do. I like him as a quarterback. But he's one of those quarterbacks that I think he's good. I think he's better than good. But I'm also like, yeah, do you want him on your team? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining it right. It's just there's something that holds you back a little bit on him, in my eyes. But that being said, I take him on the Cardinals tomorrow. I think the team vastly improves if you have a Baker Mayfield on this team. And 100%. They're not going to pay for him. No doubt about it. But it'd be fantastic to see. Hey, I'm calling the Cardinals out. Go surprise us all. Go do it. Robert also says, you would think a reporter would at least have the Citizens app. You get notified of accidents. Well, that was the thing. I've been looking into this. Let me rephrase it. I've been reading about this. I don't go to the Citizens app. I don't do any of that stuff. Ethan does a lot of that stuff. I don't. But that's the other side of it. They miscategorized the report. Like, even they might have updated it now, but as of yesterday, that's why when Shanahan said, I'm completely at fault, there was a police report on one of those types of sites that they filed saying it was the other driver's fault and didn't identify Shanahan. They found out about that report because once you found out about the accident, you were able to go back and deconstruct it. So the government entities were putting stuff in wrong. There's also the case where the actual call wasn't in the reporting when it happened, and for several days afterwards as well. That's why I was talking yesterday that why are we hiding this thing? Why is everybody hiding this thing all of a sudden? That's why I was going that way yesterday, just reading that type of stuff out there. He had to clarify it was his fault for an accident because the police had it listed as not his fault. So in the reporter's defense, I guess I could say, the information was inaccurate in the files and stuff like that. Now the question becomes, was it hidden on purpose? Was it put in there on purpose wrong to hide it? That's the question now moving forward in terms of the Shanahan situation. But like I said, it's hard to, hopefully I'm explaining this right. Obviously it's terrible. Get off your phone while you're driving. Could have killed an innocent 21-year-old girl by running into. That wasn't a small accident, folks. And everything to that effect. The problem is, or the thing that's terrible. Let me put it this way. The whole accident thing was terrible. Shouldn't have happened. He made a huge mistake. Then the cover up. But you can't help but just sit there with today's day and age where Kyle Shanahan went in front of the media and said it was all his fault. Police report. He said the police report was wrong. It was my fault. He basically he's not just, he didn't basically. He went to that podium yesterday, took all responsibility for it. I was digging for my phone. He's admitting publicly where the insurance company, if there's any charges that could come out of, nobody got a ticket at the accident site. He could get one now by admitting it. And he still went ahead of it and did it. You just don't see that from a lot of leadership today. And that's impressive that he did. And it shouldn't be impressive. It should just be what gets done. but it doesn't happen that way. People won't admit to stuff because of the legal ramifications. People can't admit to stuff because of the legal ramifications and stuff like that. And for Shanahan to do that yesterday, it just showed me what type of person he is. And I never thought he was a bad person. Again, my beef with him is just he's a great offensive coordinator that I'm not sure as a head coach can get you to the promised land. And that's the worst thing I say about somebody, right? That's a pretty nice dang thing to say about him moving forward. Now, Robert says also, my only holdup is that the Cardinals don't have a good track record with Oklahoma QBs. Okay. If you put it that way, well, nope. Okay. I get that because Kyler Murray, Oklahoma, folks. If you don't know what he means by that. But second of all, Robert, but think of it this way. You know what they do have a good track record with? Aging quarterbacks. I almost said Kurt Russell. I just said Kurt Russell because that's the name that popped into my head there. In terms of aging quarterbacks the Cardinals dealt with here. My brain goes dark here on me. And Carson Palmer. I can't believe it's so funny how my mind just went blank on all these quarterbacks' names and everything. But Carson Palmer, right? Cincinnati, aging quarterback, went to the Raiders. Still had some system in him and stuff, but he was kind of, leading, going the opposite way when he got here. People didn't even want him here when he got here. Look at the way he was throwing the football and things to that effect, right? So as recently as Carson, now different regime here, offensive regime with the no biscuit, system that they had here and stuff like that. So that's interesting, right? That you can deal with, out there. So there is a history of that. Of course, don't forget Kurt Warner, obviously. I mean, he was done in New York with Eli Manning going there. He was fumbling the football and could hang on to the football and everything like that. Comes here. So if you want to, I choose to look at it that way more than Oklahoma quarterbacks. Also, Baker Mayfield is, has rehabilitated himself in the league already. Kurt Warner with the Rams was great quarterback. Does his little move around, goes to the Giants, struggles as an aging quarterback, comes here, rehabilitates. He is a rehabilitated quarterback already. Your job to keep that going once he gets here, type of a thing. Sam Bradford. He goes, Bradford too. I forgot Bradford was an uncle. Okay, never mind. No Baker Mayfield. You want to look at that? I was trying to look at the positive of quarterbacks, older quarterbacks that came here. I was thinking I was leaning that way, but now that you bring up Bradford, I take it all back. No Oklahoma quarterbacks are allowed here in Arizona ever again as well. Ethan says, Robert, I use Citizen and sometimes I don't get notified about accidents because the app can't always get the locations out there. And I'm not, I think the Citizens app is the one, doesn't that go, they monitor police calls and things like that. And that's how they get posted. But even I could tell you this, once the Niners announced it, a lot of people went back to the date of the accident and very little information at the time frame of that accident. They could nail down about when the accident happened and where the cross streets were, but not a lot of other details. Not even like who was hurt, who wasn't hurt, stuff to that effect. So that's kind of where I go on the side of why is this being hidden? Now, what I don't know is how often is that information not available? Does that happen all the time? Or was this a Coach Shanahan reason why this happened? Or does it happen all the time? I don't know the answer to that. I don't go in these circles. I don't deal with these circles. I don't know. I just know what it looks like on the surface. But regardless of all that, and like I said, I do not blame Coach Shanahan for not coming out and talking about this on the 15th, 20th, or whatever, 22nd. He was badly injured, folks. Again, my quote unquote cover up. Okay, why isn't it in the? Why is the police report wrong? Why is this other stuff wrong? That's on the government side of it. Local reporters, why didn't they know about it and dig into it? Well, maybe they didn't because it wasn't put in this stuff right. Nobody could find out about it. It just happened to happen. If this happens during the season, we'll know about it right away because everybody sees the coach every day. This just happened during a break time in the NFL before the season started. That timing was right. So the local reporters maybe get a pass on this. But the NFL, ESPN, the way they reported on it, those are just where the question marks come in terms of my eyeballs on that. But I will give Shanahan all the credit in the world for stepping up to that microphone and doing what he did yesterday. It's easy not to do that. He might have even been advised by his people. Don't go up and do it, man. You're setting yourself up. You're admitting liability. You're admitting you're digging for your phone. That 21-year-old girl now has a lawsuit against you for that accident. And you just admitted it to the NFL world out there. But he stepped up and did the right thing. That's why you have insurance. That's why you have all those protections. And he still stepped up and handled it. I just can't commend him enough for doing that. You don't see that enough nowadays and stuff like that. I told you earlier, yesterday was my favorite time of year. It really is. Last year, Jerry Jones gave us the Micah Parsons conversation of, I could sign him tomorrow, but he can get hurt right away. Why aren't I protected? So maybe we don't sign him for as big of a money because then I'm out if he gets hurt. Like he did that whole conversation last year. But Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the Dallas Cowboys brass goes to the microphones, opening of training camp. Well, that was yesterday. Very uneventful for the Dallas Cowboys yesterday. But watching the feed there on the Cowboys YouTube page yesterday, I pulled this little clip here from Jerry Jones. And I'll just tell you this. Basically, it's the thing I take away from this is there anybody more optimistic on how their team or their business is going to look this year than Jerry Jones? His optimistic viewpoints on this, whether he believes it or not. He says the same thing every year, no matter how bad the team is. And I admire it a little bit. Here's Jerry Jones yesterday doing his press conference. It's about a minute long. Here he is, Jerry Jones, talking about it.
One other thing I'd say that Stephen was commenting on is, candidly, I'd be very interested. I'd give up future to add substantive to where we are today as to a player, to give you an idea about would I invest something substantive to get the right kind of deal to improve us opening day. I would. I feel that good about this team this year. And of course, you know that I haven't seen this team play together. And so, but in general, looking ahead, I think we've got a chance to be worthy of spending some future if we saw an opportunity.
Those kinds of conversations that are ongoing, or is that something, hey, let's look at the first 2 weeks of camp and then address to see if you want to put something substantial?
I talked to yesterday. I talked about a situation yesterday with another team and another owner. Yesterday.
Sorry, it just cracks me up. Who goes to the mic? He probably talks to owners all the time about stuff like that. He's out there talking about, a trade could be coming. Now, I will say this. Last year, he talked like, it was last year or the year before. I think it was last year. He talked like that. And literally a few days later, a trade happened, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I find the way he talks interesting. He always, let's compare and contrast. What you just saw there, where's Michael Bidwell's press conference? Did I miss it? Did you guys catch it? Did I miss it? Talking about the state of this team and where it's at. About his excitement on the season. Whether it's true or not, what he's looking at to improve this team. He's high on the team, but he's still looking to improve the team. Where's Michael Bidwell at? Anybody seen him? Team's practicing. Hall of Fame game. Less than a week away. Well, a week away from today. From tomorrow, excuse me. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, a week from tomorrow. Where's Michael Bidwell's press conference talking about his optimism on this team and what he wants to see in possibly adding help to this Cardinals team? Is Michael Bidwell saying, hey, I've commanded Monty to go out there and see what the best option is? You have guys holding out right now that might become available. Baker Mayfield's contract extension. Jerry Jones is saying he's out talking to people to improve his team. Which owner would you rather have? Now, I get it. Jerry Jones won 3 Super Bowls in the 90s. Somebody close to us, right? We know him well. Who was on those teams? What since then, though, right? Since that era, since then, what? Would you rather have the owner that stays quiet, mysterious in ways, like Michael Bidwell, doesn't do press conferences, not out front of everything, talking about stuff? Would you rather have that owner? Or would you rather have a Jerry Jones? I can tell you this, Cowboys fans have been tired of Jerry Jones for a long time. I guess this question should be posed to Cowboys fans. Do you want to switch owners? I'm just sitting there every year. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones sits at that podium. Jerry Jones just, I get it. He's old. I get it. He's been around. He's old. It's just, he's old. It's hard to look at times when he's talking and stuff like that, right? But they go out there every time. They take the arrows. They took the arrows last year with Micah Parsons. They took the arrows with Dak and CeeDee Lamb the year before, and they just sit up there and they talk, and they say dumb things a lot of times, and we all make fun of them for saying the dumb things. But they're up there. Where's Michael Bidwell's conversation with the media? Where's Michael Bidwell's pulling up a table and inviting people to come out and listen to him speak? Even if you don't take questions, just speak on your team. Have a state of the team meeting. Where's it at? Anybody seen it? Did I miss it? Did I sleep through it? Did it not pop up on my feed? Did they block me for some reason? Our Cardinals ownership, folks, right? So Warren Sharp came out with a new strength of schedule for all 32 NFL teams in camps. You know, they're all into camp now. So he went through Warren Sharp, if you don't know, very big analytics guy. He does predictive NFL analytics, puts it all into visualized data, puts out charts, everything like that. It's what he has a 600-page 2026 football preview book, right? Uncle Lou. That's what he goes through that book and makes his notes and does his calculations and everything for the season. He just finished it out. He told you last Thursday he just finished up all 32 teams last week as he's formulating, how to go into the season, who has the most rest days, when they play here, when do they play on the road, how many road games do you got in a row, things to that effect. That information from Warren Sharp. This is that dude for these analytic numbers. 600-pager this year, folks, breaking down every team out there. I do find it interesting and fascinating what he says about the Cardinals. We're actually going to get into that a little bit as well. But he updated yesterday. He updated the strength of schedule with everybody reporting to camp. Now, we have holdouts. Bijan Robinson, as we told you, is out. Gibbs, the running back, is still with Detroit. I got him and Montgomery confused. He's still with Detroit. They're hold-ins, I should say, not holdouts. They reported to camp, but sitting out. Baker Mayfield's going to end contract talks. He's expected to play for the Bucks, but no more talking in terms of a new contract for him. My buddy, I call him Vita Vea because love his name. I just love the dude. I love that guy as a defensive tackle. But, he's available. He wants to be traded, and even though the Bucks say they're not going to trade him out there. So you have some question marks still. But Warren Sharp went out there, and he pulled the latest odds to reflect the current opinion of the teams out there in terms of strength of schedules. If you don't know, the Cardinals, most people, if not everybody, has them as the hardest strength of schedule in the NFL this year. And it's hard to argue with. It's hard to argue with that. Every team they play, maybe one team in their first 12 games are playoff contenders. even their preseason games, I know they're preseason games, right? But even their preseason games are launching up there. Start with the Chargers, playoff contender. Then they got the Seahawks at home, playoff contender. Then they got the 49ers on the road, playoff contender. Then, like I said, the one team that might not be a playoff contender, we'll have to see what Harbaugh does with them, is the Giants. That might be the one non-playoff team, contending team that they're going up against early in the season. Then they got the Lions at home, playoff contender. Then they got the Rams, playoff contender. Broncos, playoff contender. Then they got the Cowboys. Should be a playoff contender. They're not going to do a big run, but they should be in contention for a playoff run this year. Make the playoffs. Cowboys. And partly because of their division. Now, the Eagles are probably going to win that division. We'll have to see what the Commanders rebound from last year. How healthy is their quarterback? But I think the Cowboys will be in a playoff talk as that season goes on. Then you got the Seahawks again. Then the Rams again. Then the Chiefs. Then the Commanders. As I said, lots of question marks around them. Can they be a playoff contender? Yes, they could. And by the time the Cardinals play them, they might be out of it, depending on the quarterback situation, injuries, new offensive, defensive coordinator, some other things with them. But they could be there. Then you got the Eagles, playoff contender. Jets, no. So far of their schedule, 3 teams, 2 maybe playoff contenders. Well, 3 total. 3 maybes. Giants, Cowboys, and Commanders are maybe playoff contenders. Everybody else is a playoff contender so far. Then the Jets, not a playoff contender. But that's 4 teams that they have on their schedule, folks. They play 17 games so far. Saints, that's a maybe as well. So that's 5 teams. 4 are maybe playoff contenders. 1 definitely not. Raiders, not a playoff contender. So that's 6 teams of their 17 schedule, not playoff contenders. Now they're a no, so they're with the Jets to me. So 4 are maybes, 2 are definite no's in my eyes. And then you finish up with the 49ers. That's the hardest schedule in football, folks. Then you factor in that they have very few home games to begin the season. They're on a road for a lot of those. Yeah. Very difficult. Warren Sharp has the Cardinals as the hardest schedule out there. He has the Dolphins second. This is updated yesterday. Dolphins second, Panthers third, which is interesting because Panthers playoff run, right? Went with Tampa Bay last year, fought to the last game of the season with them. They have a commanding hard schedule, according to what everybody's saying out there. Commanders are 4. Cowboys, 5th hardest schedule right now in terms of the analysis updated yesterday. Easiest schedules, Lions, Bengals, Saints, Jets, and Ravens. The Jets, their problem is they have the Bills. Dolphins are going to be terrible in their division. I think the Dolphins are going to be the worst division in that East. I'm working on my layouts and who's winning what division and stuff like that right now. I think the Dolphins are going to be the worst team in that division. Bills, Patriots. I tend to favor the Patriots to win the division right now, but they're 1-2. The question becomes then, Jets have the 4th easiest schedule, according to Warren Sharp's analysis. Can the Jets stick up and get one of those wild card spots? Possible. I don't think so, but they're saying possible. Watch out for the Ravens. Everybody's going under 11.5 Ravens in terms of their schedule this year. New coaching staff, things to that, but they also have what on paper is an easier schedule. How do they work Lamar in and stuff like that is kind of the question you got to look at. So there you go, folks. Updated there as well. That you look at. Now keep in mind, like teams like Cincinnati, right? He updated this. Bengals are 2 on the easiest schedule. Remember, Cincinnati plays the Browns twice, division foe. They play the Dolphins on their schedule and then the Bucs also. The Browns, Dolphins, and Bucs, according to Warren Sharp, those teams rank in the top 4 of teams whose win totals have been bet against the most since June, by the way. Meaning they're going to underperform their win totals. They're not going to get to Vegas's numbers there on that side as well. Yeah. Football, right? NFL football coming our way out there as well that we're dealing with. We'll get more into that, of course, as we get closer. As Uncle Lou, we'll see if he has anything for us tomorrow, as well when that comes up. Robert says, if you only plan on being here for a short time, why wouldn't you give up something in the future? Legacy chasing. So I don't know this for a fact. I hesitate to say this because I don't know this for a fact. I prodded Dale on see what he's heard and things to that effect. Jerry Jones still has the power in the Cowboys organization. Stephen Jones can overrule him, a la Johnny Manziel way back in the day. Jerry wanted Manziel, Stephen overruled him. Kept him from going there on the draft pick. I think what's happening right, and I'll tell you this, Stephen Jones, think of it like baseball with the Yankees. Old man Steinbrenner would do whatever it takes to win. Spend whatever it takes. Go into debt as much as it takes. Blow up the minor league system to get somebody to help him win. He would do whatever it takes. Well, Hal Steinbrenners don't operate that way. They operate within means. Jerry Jones would give up his left foot and anything else to put a Super Bowl win on another Super Bowl win in his thing before he goes. Steven ain't going to operate the team that way, I don't think. I think Steven's going to be more controlled, more responsible in his own. Doesn't mean he doesn't want to win. I'm not saying that. But he's not going to go to the extremes that Jerry goes through to win. I think Jerry wants to mortgage the future for a Super Bowl run. I think he's being stopped by the kids. I think the kids are kind of overruling that, like, hey, we won a Super Bowl trophy too, but when you're gone, we're going to have to deal with those ramifications and build it up and things to that effect. I'm guessing nobody's told me that. Just putting some nuggets together that I've heard from people. Not Dale. I've had Dale up on this as well. Over the last several years, just trying to see like what he thinks he would do, and things to that effect. I just think the kids have enough power that they're able to stop that mortgaging of the future. So when you hear that clip from Jerry, I talked to somebody yesterday because I agree with you, Robert. I'm 80-something years old. I know I only have a few more years left on this planet, let alone playing the Cowboys, owning the Cowboys and being in charge of the Cowboys. Like, even if he lives another 10 years, I'm just throwing out a number, he's eventually going to have to turn over this whole team to his kids. Can't be running into that. Just like Bill Bedwell did and gave it to Michael and had Michael run it. He was still around and still had a say and stuff into that, but they ran it. But if I was Jerry Jones, I don't care. I'm not going to be here. Let's sell our souls right now to go win another championship. So that's what tells me the kids might have something to say about that. Hey, wrap up the show here with this, folks. I know training camps are all in now. Everybody's reported. First preseason game, Hall of Fame game, which I normally don't care about, but obviously. The thing I like about the Hall of Fame game is not the football on the field. This year, I'm going to pay attention because Carson Beck will get the start. Carson Beck will get some playing time, right, as a rookie. You'll see no veterans in that Hall of Fame game. No Walter Nolans. No starting offensive linemen. Nobody will start in that first game on Thursday night Hall of Fame game. Carson Beck will. I want to see what Carson Beck can do. He'll get a lot of playing time. But also the thing I love about the Hall of Fame game, just the interviews with the Hall of Fame guys. They bring them in, between commercial breaks. They talk to them, set it up. Obviously, the focus for us as Cardinals fans and Cardinals people here in Phoenix is Larry Fitzgerald. That's what we're most interested in. And I already told you guys, right? Like everybody, we can sit here and talk till we're blue in the face about Larry's football accomplishments, what a great guy he is off the field. So I challenged Bruce Cooper yesterday to say when he comes in next Tuesday, he knows Larry, folks. He's been around him, covered him for a long time. I challenged him to don't give us a Larry Fitzgerald football story. We know those stories. We know what phenomenal he was on the field. We know his mistakes of leaving the field early in his career, and he had to fix that and stuff to that effect. We know what a great human being he is. Coop said before, right, on their turkey drives that he does, that he's still involved in, but he started with Channel 12. Larry shows up and buys pallet of turkeys, thousands of dollars. He just cuts a check, pays for it for donation. Any water drive that they do, he buys a ton of water for everybody out there, for those water drives. He's a fantastic human being. We know those stories. So I challenged Bruce yesterday. He said he already has it. It came to him quickly. Tell us about the man Larry. So that's coming up this Tuesday with Bruce Cooper. Tell us about the man Larry, not the football. We know the football player Larry. We know his exploits. We know that he deserves to be in this Hall of Fame, and we know what he is as a human being. Give us a story that nobody knows about him. So we'll see what Coop says next week as well, coming up with that. But that's the thing I love about the Hall of Fame game is just those stories. Well, football's just on. It's broken down. It's preseason. It's none of the starters play type of a thing. So I'm looking forward to next Thursday night. Marv probably won't be playing in that game and stuff like that either. So, it's just other than that, not really a reason to watch. But so we have that going on. Then, of course, folks, we got college football 1 month away from today, August 29th. 1 month from now, Saturday, we get our first taste of college football. And we'll be talking, of course, ASU and U of A as their camps get underway and things to that effect. Saturday, August 29th, folks, just setting the stage for you. Now, these aren't games where you're going to just jump up and down about. From Dublin, Ireland, starts at noon Eastern time. 9 a.m. out here on the West Coast. On ESPN, you got University of North Carolina. Bill Belichick and all those troubles, they're traveling to Dublin, and that'll be our first football game of the season. Now, keep in mind, in terms of, D1 football, but they're playing a Big 12 team in TCU. You don't want to watch that game for UNC other than Bill Belichick. I expect them to be bad again this year. But TCU, what TCU team shows up over there on the other side of the pond? It'll be fascinating to watch that game. Also on the August 29th, you got San Jose State and USC from Los Angeles on NBC. You got North Carolina State playing Virginia. Virginia was in the ACC championship game last year as well. JVST, I don't know who that is, against North Dakota State. Don't forget, North Dakota State moved up. They're no longer Division II. They moved up this year as well for them. Who's JVST is my question. Sacramento against Eastern Michigan. Hawaii at Stanford at the evening time, 7 p.m. Stanford, obviously, in the ACC. New Mexico State and Florida State battling it out, 7 p.m. on that night as well, Eastern time there. And a game I'm looking forward to. Jacksonville State is what Ethan, Jack State is where you got the JVST is against North Dakota State. North Dakota State, like I said, stepping up. But the game I'm looking forward to also in this is 7 p.m. out here on the West Coast, 10 p.m. Eastern. Memphis at UNLV. I'm kind of high on UNLV this year. They've been having some pretty decent season now. They made the mistake, I feel. UNLV made a drastic mistake for their school. They stayed in the Mountain West. They should have moved to the Pac-12, and they decided to stay. I think UNLV made a monumental mistake by staying there. But I also think they're the favorite to win their conference this year because other teams moved out and went to the Pac-12. And I want to see how they fare up against Memphis because I'm expecting big things against UNLV this year. They have talent up there as well, up there in Las Vegas for that team. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. A month away, folks, setting the stage for you there as well. And we'll keep rolling here on it and pay attention to college football and obviously NFL. Cardinals back out there practicing again today. Oof, Diamondbacks on the field right now. Let me look this up here real quick and see what the score. I'll update you right now. If you're recording it to stay at home, well, we're about to end the show, so you can turn it off if you'd like to here, so I don't ruin your surprise for you. Diamondbacks 0-0 with the Pirates. Bottom of the second, 2 outs is what we're looking at right now. Of course, they started Erod on the mound at 9:30. See how this rebound game goes today after yesterday out there as well. Pit Stop will be up later on today as well. We have it up by 2 o'clock for you. No racing this weekend. IndyCar's off. NASCAR's actually off. All the series are off this weekend. We'll look back at last weekend, talk some news here coming up. We'll have that up by 2 o'clock on Rumble and, of course, on YouTube as well on demand. Come and join the Pit Stop later on, including the podcast systems out there. For everybody else, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock here for the main event. Uncle Lou in tomorrow. We'll see you then.